Hi, my name's Jeff.
And I'm Mary Jane.
Today we're going to share some of our experiences with sprouting, some tips that we've learned, and hopefully you can learn from it. To start off with, we always like to have fresh sprouts for our salads. These have been growing for a couple days and they're ready to go. But let's start from the very beginning. Alfalfa sprouts, they're very, very tiny. And I'll take about a tablespoon, heaping tablespoon, put them in water overnight. And you always want to have 2 or 3 times the water over and above the seeds, because the seeds will expand and you don't want them to dry out. You want them to continue to receive the moisture, which allows them to sprout. Then you put them in these kind of containers that in the morning you can put the water on the top and it drips down to the next level of sprouts and then drips down to the ones that you just put in the day before. And they have a fourth one too that I can put these in. That way you've always got fresh sprouts and you can time when they'll be ready for your salads. And if you get too many of them and you didn't plan quite right, you can always take them out of here and just put them in a container, put a little bit of moisture with them, a little bit of water. Not so that it's soaking in there, but just enough to keep them so they are looking vibrant, and they'll last for probably a week inside the fridge. Very nice compliments to your salad. The other thing that we like to sprout are mung beans, and you can buy mung beans as well as your sprouts, anything online, or I got these from Sprouts. Whole Foods has them, and I'll usually take about a third of a cup or a quarter of a cup and put them in again, a container. Let them soak for at least 24 hours. If they go longer, that's okay too, but you don't want to go too much longer than 36 hours with them. Then I'll take them and put them in a quart jar. We had tons of these laying around from our canning days, and I put them in there, add the water, and then you just rinse them out by tipping it up. The water comes out and you lay it down like that. It usually takes a couple days for the sprouts to get going. These have been in there for I'd say at least 2 days, 1 day soaking and another day, and they're about ready to go, because you don't want them to get too long roots in there, otherwise they start to actually grow leaves and they're not as tasty then. The last thing that we've been sprouting a lot for during the winter months is barley, and you can do the same thing with those. Again, I take about a third a cup, quarter of a cup, put them in a jar, let them soak overnight. Again, the important thing is make sure you have enough water, 2 or 3 times the amount of water, so that they can expand overnight. And then I put them in these same kind of containers, and then once in the morning, once at night, put the water in, swish them around a little bit, let the water drain out. And these have been growing probably for 3 days, and they're about ready to be consumed either by ourselves or by our chickens, which during the winter months, they really enjoyed that because we don't have too much growing around here during the winter months. So that's kind of our sprouting. I know Mary Jane's been doing some research on some wheatgrass and also some other kinds of sprouts that you can do, but it's all the same. You just have to make sure that they stay moist or wet. Sometimes I've actually done breakfast, lunch, and dinner time, and put some water in there to make sure that they continue to grow.
And there's lots of different sprouting seeds you can get. I went to Sprouts, to Whole Foods, and even Natural Grocers, and they don't have them at all. They only have the seeds that you plant plants with. So I did order online. TrueLeafMarket.com is where we ordered most of our seeds. We ordered broccoli, lentil, what else did we order? Radish, buckwheat, and 5 salad and 3 salad mix. So we're going to try that out next week. And they come in 4-ounce packages, and they said that the 10 4-ounce packages would yield 300 pounds of sprouts. So that is a lot of sprouts.
Yeah, we went a little crazy on our barley, because once I found out that they could grow And we bought this, which is a 5-gallon bucket of barley seed. And we've got bigger trays now, so we could do a whole tray of barley if we wanted to grow that much barley at one time. Which next winter I'll probably do that to feed my chickens and whatever else we can put in there, because it just is nice to have more when you need more rather than trying to grow a whole bunch of these at one time. But this has been plenty for us.
We're really excited to share some information about growing wheatgrass. The trays for wheatgrass are a little different. This top tray has holes in it to allow the water to seep into the bottom tray. So one just goes right on top of the other. If you have too much moisture, your seeds can tend to mold and start to smell bad. So we're going to try 2 different ways of growing wheatgrass. This first tray has soil in it, 1 inch of soil, and then I've spread the wheatgrass seeds. It's actually wheat, just regular wheat, red hard winter wheat. The second tray is white wheat, and it's hydroponically, we're going to grow it hydroponically. This is a growing sheet. It has like a batting on the back and a lining on the top. So this has the 1 inch of soil. This is just the liner. I did put some of this seed over here so that we could try it out. This is Golden 86 hard white winter wheat. This is hard red winter wheat. And the wheat that we ordered from True Leaf Market, this is 1 pound of red wheat. So I think it's probably a little too much for the tray, because I think this is plenty of wheat on the tray. So I think with this excess, we're just going to lay it on its side and sprout it like we do our other seeds. So True Leaf Market also sells azomite. It is a trace mineral fertilizer. We've never tried it. We're trying it now. And from what I have read, it adds really good nutrients into the soil. So I've already spread it out over here, but I put it in a spice container, and then I just shake it over the wheat. But I already completed both of these trays, and then you spray it. Then you add a paper towel. This one's already pre-dampened, and put it right over your wheat, and then just spray it again. Now it's important to keep this moist so that those seeds will continue to sprout. Now, when the grass gets to be about 1/4 inch tall, that is when you remove this paper towel and you put it either in sunlight, or if you have a grow light, you can use a grow light. This has an F5 bulb. An F5 bulb is a good grow light. If you want to use LED, that could work, but they recommend grow lights. This particular grow light is a hydroform, and it can be raised or lowered. So then you let the wheatgrass grow until it's about 4 to 6 inches tall. And once it's 4 to 6 inches tall, you actually just take scissors, go to the bottom, cut it off, and you have a clump of wheatgrass. Now you can put that through a juicer, that's what's recommended, or you can put it through a grinder and get the juice out. Then you add it to your drinks or to your meals, and it's just extra nutrition that will help you become healthier. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks so much for joining us.